Fred and Kyle have no idea that I have the mic running right now, so they're carrying on, and I've got the mic running.
Oh, yeah, he's trying to pull a fast one on us, Fred. I've been interrogated before. He's going to have to bring it. He's going to have to light some
listening to an episode of Hunt Talk Radio where I've got Fred Eichler and Kyle Lamb. They are hacking it up, and they have no idea I'm recording them right now. So, anyhow,
thank you.
Tune in. This is going to be really funny. If you're sensitive, I have a feeling that these guys will probably offend you, so you've been warned in advance. And thanks for listening.
No, we're not ready yet.
We're not ready yet.
I mean, Fred and I, you may not know this, but we actually rehearsed.
No shit.
A couple little things.
We did.
So
what do you rehearse?
We rehearsed for this. We talk. He's like, hey, what do we do?
But we don't want to ruin this. We don't want to ruin it. No.
Really?
We rehearsed.
Well, we've been recording for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, we have. So you've got all this.
No.
No. So here's what freaked me out.
So when you were talking about your sexy wife, Fred,
and
she came over here and put her leg over your shoulder,
that was on.
That was here.
Yeah, she may not be okay with me.
All right, we'll let her. Let her have approval for it.
Okay, good. I'm good with that.
So we're already recording.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
What I was uncomfortable with is when we walked into the room, and you people out there,
I know
you
what
can't
you're
see
gonna
this,
say.
but when Randy said, "Hey guys, this is a team sport. I'm shirts, your skins," and he made us take off our shirts for this.
Skins.
Yeah.
You know the other thing, that music.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable too. I don't understand. I know you can't see this, but me and Kyle are sitting here topless, really, and
listening to Hotel California.
That was Randy's choice.
Yeah. Well, Kyle wanted Elton John. I had the choice. I mean, we had.
Well, I'm glad you did go with the first one, which was Liberace.
So. Oh my goodness.
We're in Vegas. What the hell, right? All right, folks. We normally don't turn the record button on before we start this, but I have two of the craziest people in outdoor TV. I'm pretty sure that when this is all done, anyone of the three of us who had a political aspiration, that's down the crapper.
We can't have political aspiration because they said you might have skeletons in your closet. I don't have skeletons. I got complete bodies.
You got dead bodies, but given your background, good. Kyle, you probably got dead bodies everywhere.
No. All
right.
We grind them up, feed them to chickens.
All right, folks. I turned this on. I should have turned it on like 15 minutes ago because this is going to be on Comedy Central or something else. So thanks for tuning in to another episode of Randy Newberg's Hunt Talk Radio. And the subtitle being Randy Newberg Unfiltered. This is going to be like as unfiltered as it gets because in this room here at SHOT Show with me, this brand new booth from Leupold, are two. I asked them how they wanted to be introduced, and Fred said, just call me Dragon. And you would have wanted to be here prior to when we turned it on for the full effect of that. But Fred Eichler is here, and Kyle Nugget Lamb.
That's how he wanted to be introduced.
Yeah, they come and go Nugget. It counts in my tooth.
He wanted to be known as Nugget. So we're gonna solve all the world's problems in the next while.
That's our stage names, but what's his?
Yeah, what do you go by, Randy?
Oh, it depends on the day.
Okay.
Depends on.
Well, let's hear today's.
Oh, boy, today's. I've already been called like 5 different names. I mean, my wife, what would she call me? I can't say.
Yeah, I was going to say that's.
I mean, I don't have anything that compares to you guys. I mean, I'm like.
Spliff Daddy. Randy Spliff Daddy.
I like that.
There we go. All right.
Like that.
There you heard it, folks. We're only 3 minutes into this, and it is so deep in here already. I don't know how we're going to get through this.
The only way, now you and I did talk about this beforehand too,
right.
And he wanted me to tase you if you got out of control.
Exactly.
It would be awesome.
So I have a taser, Fred.
I'm down for being tased.
Right.
I'm good with that.
So here's the further distraction. Fred shows up, and he's like he's on Hotwire or something because he's not back home in Colorado right now, and one of his guys calls and says, hey, I just saw a mountain lion. So one of Fred's guides is out chasing a mountain lion right now, right?
My hounds.
With his hounds. You're going to kill it. So Fred's sitting here on his phone, And we told him, if you got to leave, we'll just get his wife Michelle in here, and then we can have a sane conversation. It'd be intelligible. It's something the audience wants to hear. So if we seem distracted, we're really distracted. Leupold came in and took all the beer out. We're now down to water and coffee. It's like I think
no shirts.
I don't have any coffee.
Yeah, and Fred doesn't have a shirt on.
Yeah.
And Kyle
that
May.
was Randy's choice, though. He told us we were skins.
Pierce nipples, though, Fred. That's going a little too far for me.
Even though it's an arrow.
And Kyle's
does that make it weird?
Kyle's hiding behind his Viking beard, and I'm supposed to be the straight-laced accountant in all this. So it's gonna. I don't know, folks. All of the sponsors are probably going to leave the podcast after this, but I'm going to go through them real quick. So you guys can prepare your next best stuff.
When you talk about the sponsors, I know you're going to talk about Leupold.
Well, yeah.
And they're awesome. So that's all we got to say, right?
Okay. If Kyle and Fred say Leupold's awesome, Randy doesn't have to say anything about it.
Yeah, so we're all Leupold guys, and it's not just, this isn't something we made up for TV. We live and breathe Leupold, and they're like a family to us, and it's been fun. Like for me, I do the military stuff with them. Y'all do more of the hunting stuff, but man, our plan is to literally take over the world with Leupold. I think we can do it.
I think,
especially with some of the new stuff they're showing.
Trump just has to say go, and we'll be like, Roger that, sir.
Going forward.
Yeah.
But if we're going to take over the world, how are we going to scale the wall between here and Mexico?
Oh, we run right through that thing.
Really? I was down there hunting the Mexican border last week, and I looked at that.
Can you do that now?
Well, this is so terrible. So I'm going to say it, and this is, please, people, this is just, you got to understand my family. I grew up in a logging family where cussing and just off-scale humor is how we grew up. So they have this group down there right on the border called the Good Samaritans, and they drive up and down the roads, and they put water bottles out and backpacks full of clothes and foods. And
for the illegal trespassers.
Yeah. So we're down there, and my uncle, who's 70, he's like as unfiltered as anybody. And so they come driving by, and they say, well, what are you guys doing? My uncle says, oh, we're hunting. And they're like, well, what are you hunting for? He says, well, coos deer, javelina, quail, and the occasional illegal alien. We're only allowed 2 in foreign possession, he said. And he did it completely out of humor.
Just straight laced, though?
Yeah, it came out like he was Tom Brokaw on the 6 o'clock news. And the lady was like, oh my God, what did you say? And we all walk around the other side of the hill, and we're over there rolling in the dirt laughing. It's like, oh no.
But we don't skin them, we just quarter them up.
Right, it's easier to cut
Indian quarters.
Right.
Anyhow, how did we get on that topic?
I talked
about going over the wall. That's right.
Yeah, the wall.
All right, so we better get to some sponsors here. Orion Coolers. If you go to Mexico, go to Arizona on the Mexican border, it was really hot. You want an Orion cooler. Best cooler you can get. They're made right in Kyle's backyard. Is that your backyard, or is that just the hood?
It's my backyard. Franklin is about 45 minutes from me.
Yeah, okay. So, anyhow, great coolers. Onyx Maps, if you get lost a lot like I do, and you don't want to trespass, onyxmaps.com. Go there. You'll understand why I don't leave home without it.
But I use them differently than you. I do use them to trespass because I have friends. I want to know who I'm trespassing on. And in Tennessee, it's great. I'm like, that old lady, she ain't going to get out of bed and chase me, and she's only got a shotgun. I'm good. And then I run right in there, and I start slaying stuff, and then get out when I can. So thanks to Onyx Maps. They're awesome.
There goes that sponsorship.
If you don't want to trespass, or if you want to trespass knowledgeably.
Right, there you go.
The way to go.
Right. If you want to go in front of the judge and say, yes, I had full knowledge
exactly
and intent.
Where I was.
I knew where I was. Yeah.
Roger that, sir. But that's not like poaching. Because poaching would be like out of season. I only go on other people's property and kill deer when it's in season.
When it's in season.
Yeah,
right.
I poach on my own property.
If you know who it is, it's okay, too.
People.
I'm joking there.
Yeah, just so you know, Kyle said that he's going to do everything he can to convince my audience that we are a bunch of no good for nothings. And I think he's headed down that path.
No, we're kidding.
All right. And then last but not least is GoHunt.com. Their insider has the best draw odds, the best unit stuff, anything you can think of. When you all email me and say, Newberg, how do you end up with 12 to 14 tags a year? It's because I do all my research and everything on GoHunt.com. Go to the insider, sign up, use the promo code Randy, and you're gonna get a $50 gift certificate or Sportsman's Warehouse gift card. So GoHunt.com/insider, promo code Randy. And with that,
you are a drug dealer. You're basically a drug dealer.
Really?
You are, because it makes me go on and look at. I would never look at that stuff because of this guy.
Then he says it, and then you want to
go. Do it.
Right. Well, it's kind of like archery coos hunting. Have you guys done spot and stock coos before? Yes. You have, Fred. I've watched you do it before. After my first stock, I got to 34 yards. And the camera guy turns and says, well, you didn't get him. What do you think? I'm like, this is crack cocaine here, man. The needle is in deep right now. So, yeah, that's...
slap your mama.
That's what we do,
we
though, right?
To it.
It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's all good.
So before we get too far in the ditch, we've already traveled the ditch pretty heavily. I'm going to try ask you guys a couple serious questions, maybe like how you guys got into hunting, how you guys got into the gig that you're doing. And you can be as short or as long or every tangent. Our podcast is known for marital advice, which Michelle just left. So Fred can say anything he wants and he's not going to get cuffed along the head. Well, maybe he is when she listens to it. But that's really what we're known for, and handyman stuff. Because I'm like the no handyman dude. I don't own a lawnmower. Anytime I see someone splitting firewood, mowing lawn, I'm like, that dude could have been fishing.
I'm with you, bro.
I mean, how many times, Fred, in September, how many times do you drive by and you see somebody you know out on the firewood pile splitting firewood in September? Why in the hell would you be splitting firewood in September when the elk are bugling?
There's a season somewhere at that exact moment.
Yeah.
They could be doing something way better.
Clothes, you'll stay warm.
So that's why we get into this. You know, I'm trying to convince these listeners that you can hunt more and still stay married.
And if she leaves, it's okay. You want a different one anyways.
Well,
right?
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. I mean, I'm a newlywed of the crowd here probably. I've only been married 30 years.
Oh, I'm at 28. So
Okay.
I'm the newlywed, Fred.
I'm the newlywed. I'm 13, I think.
13?
Something like that, yeah.
Really? Oh, wow.
Oh, I should say,
Known her
I'm
since I was
30
18.
years to the same woman.
Oh,
So
sorry.
you got me, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. I went with that as the implied message. So yeah, I'm 28, and people ask how do I stay married with what I do and what my schedule is, and I joke, but some reader said, you might not want to joke about that. I used to joke that way, and I came home and the boyfriend was still there when I got home.
Oh, that's rough.
That would be bad. So
you could just go right back out to hunt and extend your season then.
I guess so. I always joke to my wife.
Look at the positive, Fred.
I'm an optimist.
I joke to my wife that, look, I'll at least call you a day in advance. You know the old Merle Haggard song, The Old Man from the Mountains Coming Home? Get rid of Joe the Grinder and you better be there alone. I always call my wife and say, hey, honey, I'm coming home a day early. Clean out the dirty laundry and change the sheets and whatever.
In the Army, they said, spend a quarter, save a marriage.
That's awesome.
And they were serious.
That is awesome.
How long were you in the service, Kyle?
I was in for a little over 21 years.
Really?
So some of my hunting stories are slightly different than yours, but it's the same. I mean, really, an elk is much smarter than a human. So that's true. It's absolutely true. But I was in the Army for 21 years. I got married when I was 18 before I joined the Army. My wife said, you can go to the Army if you marry me. And I said, I do. And then I went to the Army, and she's been with me the whole time. So
that's
all
awesome.
Right. So since we're on the topic of marital advice, what's the best marital advice you could give some youngster like Fred who's only been in it for 13 years?
Fred's a bad example.
Well,
because,
Fred,
and I mean that seriously.
Put your shirt on, and Kyle will be more comfortable giving you marital advice.
His wife and him are on the same sheet of music, and I think that's the biggest thing. My wife and I have really good goals together, which is to raise good kids. Fred's goals are the same. I was lucky enough to be gone enough that we raised good kids.
Yeah.
And
you got out of the way.
Yeah, I got out of the way. And that's the thing. I'm not the boss. I know that. And I don't mean that to be funny.
No.
I am not the boss in my family. I do wear the pants in my family, but my wife lays out the pair that I'm supposed to put on for that day. And I think probably, honestly, the biggest piece of advice I could give folks is, man, it's worth fighting for. You're going to get in a fight, and everybody's going to disagree.
Right.
You want somebody that's strong-willed, you know?
Well, it's a passionate relationship then, right?
Yeah, for sure, and you're going to fight. And at the end of the day, you tell them you love them, and they kick you out of the house to go hunting again, and that's, God bless America, you know?
To that point, one of my friends, and he's going to be listening to this, so he's an LDS, he's Mormon, and he said that at an LDS wedding, everyone gets in the line, and all the little ladies come and give you marital advice. And so he's standing there and he says, here comes this little lady, like 4 feet tall, like 80 years old. And she says, the best thing you can do to stay married is when you argue naked.
That is awesome.
That's good.
That's awesome.
And you wonder why he has 8 kids, right?
Yep.
They argue a lot.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's nice.
So, I mean, for me, I got all these young camera guys, you know, they're in their late 20s. They're in that getting ready to get married mode. And they're like, well, I'm going to wear the pants around my house. And I just about run in the ditch laughing when they say that. I was like, yeah, sure. We all said that too. But for me, it comes down to one thing. I'm more interested in peace than I am justice. You know, I don't need to be right. Being right is expensive. And there's a study out there that says the guy is wrong 60-some% of the time.
Who would do a study like that?
Well, I know.
That's horrible.
It was a woman who did the study, I'm sure. But I believe everything I read on Al Gore's internet. So I'm going with that, all right? 60-some% of the time I'm going to be wrong. So why do I want to fight and argue and lose my kitchen pass, my hunting privileges, when I'm most likely wrong?
So true. And usually if it's a fight, if you don't even know what it's about 3 days ago,
right.
You know, it'd be 3 days later, you're like, what were we arguing about? Oh, that's right. I don't even remember. It wasn't that important anyways. So it's not worth messing with.
Anyhow, you got any marital advice, Fred?
I certainly don't have advice. I'm just so lucky, like Kyle, and I've met Kyle's wife, and he married way above his, not only is she way better looking than he deserves, and I did the same, but, just the fact that she's so passionate about the same things I am, it's great because we can come home and we can talk about hunting. Or, when I go duck hunting, she's usually there. Now, the bad side is because I have some guys go, man, that's so awesome. Your wife hunts with you all the time. I'm like, well, it's good and bad because the good part is, we go out and we hunt together. The bad part is everything costs twice as much. You know what I mean? Like, that's 2 elk tags, that's 2 deer tags, that's 2 this. But for us, like I said, I'm super lucky. The main thing is raising the kids right. She loves living in the woods. I mean, we're 35 minutes, 40 minutes from the closest gas station. And my wife's totally down with that. She has a garden. She loves to can. You know what I mean? She loves, she'll feed cows. She'll run on the tractor. She'll do whatever needs to be done. And so it really helps, keep us together. And we definitely have our arguments. You know what I mean? Don't give me other times where she'll go, no, you're dead wrong on that. I'm like, what? But thanks to the study, apparently odds are I am.
Well, and she's good at ignoring you. I noticed that when I was out hunting with you. When we started acting like complete idiots.
Like all the time?
She put Fred and Kyle blocker on, and she was just like totally happy. She's like, these guys are nincompoops. She tuned us out.
Just out. Like, wasn't even listening. So true. So true.
Well, I don't know her that well, Fred, but I'd say you outkick your coverage.
Oh, I did too, for sure. Yeah. She's beautiful. She's awesome. She's a better hunter, smarter. She's pretty much got everything.
Well, that's what you do. You marry as far up the ladder as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
And I did that. I mean, I didn't even know the ladder was that tall. Or I didn't know I was that far down the ladder, maybe is the better way to put it. But so, Fred, are you, what I know of you, are you really, because people always say this on my website, on my Hunt Talk forum, they're like, that Eichler guy, he can't have that much energy. He can't get that excited. But so Kyle and I are talking after Christmas, and he's like, oh, he's pretty subdued on TV.
He is.
You should see him at camp.
Well, I am too, but we're morons.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's true. It's not put on. It's fun. I'm like that all the time. Guides get pissed. I had a guy this year. I hired a new guy, Danny, and it was 4 a.m. We're getting up and I'm whistling, and he's like, dude, please, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm happy it's morning and we're going to guide some hunters today. It's all, he's like, it's 4. I haven't had my coffee. You're not right. And when Kyle came out, what was so funny is just from one thing to the other. And Randy, I haven't had the pleasure of hunting with you. I have a lot of respect for a lot of the stuff you do and a lot of the public land stuff as well. But when Kyle came out, it literally was like hunting with me. It was like another guy that was just as wound up, was just as passionate, and we went through bullets. We shot arrows, and Kyle embarrassed me shooting offhand because he really is an incredible shot. There's a lot of guys out there, and we've all hunted with them. There's some guys that you go hunting with, and it's like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome, and the guy maybe lets you down a little bit. Yeah. Maybe you built him up, whether it was through writing or through TV or through something. Yeah. I've had that experience a few times with guys that I went, oh man, this guy's gonna be a certain way, and hunt with them, and maybe they're not quite that way. Kyle was like bigger and better than I thought he was going to be. And when he started shooting prairie dogs offhand at 300 yards, I'm not even kidding you. It was unbelievable. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm not as good as you are. And that's a tough thing, right? That's a tough thing to say, to watch somebody shoot like that and go, wow, I could do that off a bench maybe in a calm day. You know what I mean? And somebody's giving me the exact yardage. But really, it was a pleasure. It was really fun for me to hang out with Kyle because he's the real deal. He's just as excited. We were singing. We were in the truck, and his cameraman started dying laughing because we were talking about songs. And I looked at Kyle, and I just went, S, 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 S.
A,
F, 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 F.
E,
T, 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 T.
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
Because your friends don't dance.
If they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
Oh. Dude, look at Randy.
Oh, Randy's like, why did I do this?
Dance on your podcast?
No,
dude,
this is
I'm not even
first.
kidding. We were in the truck, and we had camera guys laughing. They were like, no. You have to do it again. Because, we just started doing it. You know what I mean? It wasn't cameras. It wasn't anything. It was just me and Kyle being me and Kyle. And they were like, no. And just, shooting, just fun. We just cut up, blasted through a whole bunch of bullets to where, you know what I mean? Literally, I had to call Horny, I need some more bullets. Seriously, because Kyle came to my place. and they totally understood. They were like, oh, yeah, sorry.
My goal was to stump the chump. And I remember, and this was on our TV show, the Viking Chronicles.
I'm the chump in this, I think.
Yeah. You were the chump on this one, because he had me rolling. So he holds up this prairie dog by the leg, and I go, well, that's, why I like to shoot him in the head. And he goes, and he's thinking I'm going to give him some great advice, and I go, that way you don't ruin as much meat. And he was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, we had a good time. But that one of the things though that in the military, there's plenty of time to be serious when we were getting shot at. We'd be serious, but we'd still joke. Things were going sideways. You got to laugh.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that when I read some of your notes, and my buddy and I were chasing this terrorist dude, and he was in front of me, and he's like 5 foot tall. We call him Chili Palmer. He goes around the corner, and as I go around the corner, I look behind me to make sure the Rangers were coming up behind us. And when I turn around, what I don't see is the air conditioner unit sticking out of the side of the building. He runs right under it. I turn and I run right into this air conditioning unit with my night vision goggles, and it flipped me like I'd been freaking. You gotta laugh. I was like, I got up and I see Chili putting giving this guy the boot shampoo, and I'm like, I better stumble over there and help him with my night vision goggles hanging off the side of my head. But you gotta have fun, and if you go to hunting camp and you got somebody that's not fun, I just never hunt with them again. Yeah. I like to have fun. I always have fun. You can be miserable if you want, but I'd rather not be miserable. Yeah. And the good thing is, in the military or in hunting, or when I'm teaching a shooting class, I can always look around for somebody that's more miserable than me, and that makes me happy. When you got a guy who's limping because he's got a blister, I'm like, I feel good. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's true.
Well, the beauty of the way you come across, Fred, is that hunting needs to be fun. I mean, let's just roll it back.
Yeah, you're not having fun.
If it isn't fun, why in the hell are you there?
Oh, you're right. Now, my reaction embarrasses me. I got to say that because I forgot we got off on a tangent. But that's what you first asked about. And honestly, sometimes, and I don't know if you guys are like this, but I watch video of myself. I'm like, oh, man, you're an idiot. Or I think I sound and look a lot better than I actually do. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, man, look at me. I'm an idiot. My voice is too loud. But it's funny. And I'll watch video of myself and go, oh no, don't show that. But it's funny because the editor's like, no, dude, that was your first reaction, and that's what we want to roll with. But really, for me, I mean, that is my first reaction, is excitement and getting jacked up, and you know what I mean? I'm having a blast, and I make fun of myself all the time, and I have no problem with people busting on, you know what I mean? You know, hey, that's my reaction. It's awesome, you know what I mean? And if you don't like it, it's real, and that's fine too. You know,
change your channel.
That's more positive for hunting too, because I see people that everything's about the trophy, instead of the hunt. And I want to tell you what, Fred Eichler, it's all about the hunt. It is absolutely about having fun. It's the hunt. And if that critter doesn't have any horns, it's probably even better. I mean, really, it is. Yeah. We got a neighbor, and his daughter's like, well, yeah, this guy shot an 8-point. I'm waiting for. You're like 15 years old. Yeah. Shoot a doe. What's wrong with that? I mean, they taste better.
Yep, have fun.
We just filmed a thing where I shot this little, I call him the Martian because he looked like he had 2 tentacles sticking out of the top of his head.
Some people call that a spike.
Oh, is that what it is? I call him the Martian. Man, I'm learning all kinds of new acronyms from you boys today.
We'll get you there,
I
Kyle.
Like that, dude. I'm going to go with that. It looked like 2 tentacles.
He looked like a Martian. You know what I'm saying? So shooting a deer like that, I'm just as happy because I'm going to eat them. That's what the ultimate goal is. And my wife, going back to that marital bliss, I guess, is my wife's motto is, he kills it and I grills it. Yeah. So my wife wants that. She wants me to bring home the meat. I know you're the same way. When you're out at Fred's place, you're eating game meat all the time. And free range, cage free.
That's it. And you get that adrenaline rush of pulling the trigger or letting the bowstring go. It doesn't matter. That same adrenaline rush is there to me, whether it's a doe, like you say, or it's a big buck. It's the same feeling.
Yeah.
And that's what I say. Come on, funny feeling. I say that a lot.
Fred, don't look into my eyes when you say that. You're kind of freaking me out. I was in the Army when it was don't ask, don't tell. Yeah. So I don't want to let any cats out of the bag on this podcast.
Kyle just slid his chair away from the table and put his back against the wall. we should be videoing this podcast. There is no doubt that audio is not doing justice to what's going on here with Fred.
I want to say something too about you two cats. So I don't watch much TV.
You're good. That's good.
I think that's probably another thing that we all have in common is we don't watch a lot of TV. You might have to watch your show to make sure that it's right before it goes. You tell them, oh, please take that out. And then they go, screw you. And they do it anyway. Right. Yeah. But I do watch your guys' shows. And I think that's one of the things that makes you guys popular, because you guys are my heroes. In the hunting world, you guys are my heroes because of what you do and how you portray what you do. You're not after the trophy. You're after the animal. It is about the hunt. You don't take yourself so serious. You smile. You degrade yourselves. Man, that's why people love you guys. I mean, it's who you are. You're not making it up because you guys are both nincompoops. We know that. And it shows. And people are like, man, that guy, if that guy can do it, I know I can do it.
I've set a very low standard about accomplishment. They say if that squarehead from Minnesota can do that.
Well, and I'm from South Dakota, so I ain't much better.
Yeah. Are you all the time from Colorado, Fred?
No. I used to work for Bear Archery. I moved to Colorado when I was 18.
Okay.
Started working for an archery shop, managed an archery shop, and did a bunch of damage control trapping up there.
Okay. So, trapping. Now we're talking.
I love to trap.
Me too.
Oh, I love it.
We ran a lot of muskrat traps and mink. We did mink just because we wanted to make a little money, and we didn't catch many of them. But muskrats, we ran usually over 200 sets of muskrat traps on our place. Yeah. So
South Dakota. I mean, is there a place where a muskrat doesn't live in South Dakota?
No,
you got more muskrats than pheasants.
But kids are losing that, right? There's not a lot of kids trapping anymore. You can bring up trapping, and there's so many people that are like, So they don't know how to take care of furs.
I do it. And I always bring kids with me. I bring adults with me. And I did a muskrat trapping video. And I can't believe how many people are watching it. So we're getting ready to do another one as quick as we get a warm spell back in Montana. And growing up on the Canadian border where I did, they call them scrats over in Ontario. I don't know. They got different language over there anyhow. So I call them scrats occasionally. But we're thinking we need to have a scrat festival. I mean, get the world back to the real fun.
Have you ever ate a muskrat?
Yes. No, but we're going to.
You have.
Oh, yeah. Muskrat, beaver. Yeah, we used to eat it all just because we were trapping and we were poor.
Yeah.
Well, we were poor. Hey, so we were poor too, but we raised beef. Yeah. So we were good. But so what does that taste like?
You know what? You put enough barbecue sauce on anything. I mean, it was me and my roommate, and neither of us could cook, but we were firm believers to slap it on the grill and put a lot of barbecue sauce on it, and it's going to taste fine.
Yummy.
Condiment delivery vehicle.
There we go.
Yeah, that was awesome.
No, I'm glad to hear how many people in our industry came from a trapping background. Steve Brunella and I, when I was on his podcast, we got into a long discussion.
He's got a great
trapping.
podcast too, by the way.
Yeah. You got a podcast coming,
but
Kyle.
It's not great.
No, I know. So
I like to set low standards, boys, and we're doing it again.
All right.
Here at Viking Tactics, we try to give you the worst gear possible at a really expensive price.
Have you released an episode yet?
We released 2 episodes.
Is it an every week thing? How do you do it?
Well, you can release it whenever you want.
Oh.
To the wild.
Okay.
It's we released 2 so far. We've got 3 in the can.
What's the name of it?
It's called the Team VTAC Podcast with Kyle Lamb. Pretty inventive there.
So your wife came up with it.
Yeah, it's a great name, right?
Your accountant come up with that name or something?
So the first episode we did was with another Leupold guy, Bow Junkie Media, Greg Poole. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that's 12 foot tall, and he's a character. He helped me out as well as you helped me out with equipment. You cost me a little money, Randy, but man, now it's working. The stuff's working. So we did a podcast with him, and then our second podcast, and your hunting guys may not understand this, but there's a guy named Craig Douglas. He teaches a lot of close-in, hand-to-hand stuff, weapons retention. We had him on for the second episode. He's kind of a character because we had talked him into bringing a lot of at the SHOT Show, and we're here right now. Video, am I supposed to say that?
Yeah, we're at the SHOT Show right now. Okay,
we're at SHOT Show. And at the SHOT Show, sorry, there's a lot of dudes walking around with dogs. You notice that? Yeah. Last year especially, there was a lot of, and I get it, these guys have these dogs. Some of them are protection dogs because I guess they're scared, and then some of them are like, what do they call them, service dogs,
right.
Which, that's cool too. He's going to bring a service turkey, he said.
Shush.
So Craig and I talked about this service turkey. And while I'm talking to him, now picture, if you will, you take dudes and you put them they don't have a ring, you put them out on a patch of gravel or in the sand, and you say, go. And these dudes beat the crap out of each other until one guy gets the other guy's gun, and they shoot each other with simunitions ammo, which hurts. So they're doing all this fighting, and I'm like, Craig Douglas, the turkey plucker. It sounds good, right? I typed in turkey plucker on Google, and it come up, and they got a turkey, like a chicken plucker. It's a turkey plucker, and they throw 5 chickens in this thing, and they're spinning. And I said, Craig, it looks like one of your classes, Oh my goodness. But yeah, so we did those podcasts. I think it's going to be fun. My goal as a military guy, we have a big tactical following.
Right.
I want the tactical guys to get more into hunting. Yeah. And I want the hunting guys to realize that tactical guns are really awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your grandpa's bolt action gun. That's cool. But if you shoot an AR, if you shoot an AR and you don't love it, you have no soul. You're like a cat.
And it's a more efficient, for follow-up shots, you cannot, I don't care how good you are with bolt gun, you cannot shoot as fast. That's what I love about it with Predators. You got multiple targets, bang, bang.
They're accurate. And we're trying to get folks to make lighter guns, but anyway, that's our podcast thing. We're going to have fun with it. Now, so, I came on your podcast. You better come on mine.
I will come, but Kyle, I'm coming on fully clothed.
Dude, I ain't the one that told people to show up naked. That was you.
That was
not me. That was Fred.
He said skins and shirts. Don't put that on me. Me and Kyle are both sitting here that way.
Remember, I was in the Army, and I was don't ask, don't tell. It was all good.
So where can people watch or listen to the VTAC?
Team VTAC podcast should be up on iTunes here any
Stitcher
minute now. It should be. Just go on iTunes and
Stitcher, iHeartRadio.
I don't know. You know all that stuff. You're the smart guy here.
Are you teaching him how to shoot too? He taught me. Literally, I thought I knew how to shoot. He was teaching me some tactical fast shooting. Don't Double-fisted mayhem?
Oh, yeah. Two Fists of Fury over here. Oh, my goodness. Monofuego. Hands of Fire, they call him. That's his call sign. So we had these two guns. I did this video called Glock versus M&P or something, and I shot these two pistols beside each other. Yeah. And it's awesome. It looks really cool.
I watched the video, and I saw some comments, and it was like the Packers and the Bears. The comments, people are Glock guys or M&P guys.
Yeah, whatever. Here's the thing. I love all guns. I got Glocks, I got M&Ps, and now we're shooting a SIG. We released a new SIG at the SHOT Show here. Dude, shoot a gun, whatever. So Fred pulls out his pistols, and he's going to go this, and you're supposed to go boom, 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 opposite hands. The first time he did it, boom, boom, both hands were going off at the same time. Oh, it was awesome.
I couldn't get the timing down, and then he showed me how to do it. It was so much fun. And then just learning like how to, like everything I do is hunting related,
right.
But to have Kyle teach me how to drive the gun and
hunting.
Use your hips. Yeah. But I mean, just some of the stand up, more of a kind of a combat type thing. But it was fun for me to learn. I was shooting with the AR.
Hunting people, that's what it's for.
Really? Well, it was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh gosh,
so, you guys got a lot of stories about hunting. I got some that might embarrass you because they end in some crazy.
You've had some
foreign countries.
You've had some crazy adventures.
Yeah, I don't
doves.
think...
We shot doves in Iraq.
Really?
Oh, my goodness. So we'd steal... No, I'm sorry.
Are they Eurasian collared doves?
Okay, I listen to your dove podcast. I still can't tell the difference of what the hell they are. Okay?
I'm just curious.
It's a freaking dove. They go... That's a dove, right?
And they taste good.
Or a pigeon, and they both taste pretty gall darn good. So we would, before we'd go to bed in the morning, because we sleep during the day, we would take our air rifles out and air pistols, and we'd shoot doves. Awesome. And we would stack them up. We just breast them, and we'd throw the breasts in the freezer. And then once we had a couple hundred breasts in the freezer, we would go to the chow hall. It was funny. They told us, we went to the chow hall, and we talked to Habib and said, hey, can we get we need jalapenos and bacon. No. We're like, yes. No. I said, we just need, give us like a few pounds of bacon and jalapenos. We're going to cut them. No. So we broke in there and stole the bacon and the jalapenos, and we cooked them on the grill in Iraq. I mean, we actually were going to go try to shoot a water buffalo over there. I had my bow, because we would have archery competitions. We made ethafoam, is this thick foam that they wrap some of our explosives in. And we would take pieces of that, and we would draw a dartboard on that, and we would shoot our bows. So we had guys that shot traditional that would get to shoot, from 15 yards. We were shooting our bows from 35 was where we shot with a compound with sights. We shot our bows, not every day, but probably 5 days a week.
That's all.
We shot our bows over there. So I'm standing out there one day, and there was this gal from CIA, and that stands for Clowns in Action, by the way. And she comes up to me and she says, is that operational? Her voice was deeper than that, but she goes, is that operational? And I was like, what the heck is she talking about? And she's looking at the bow, and I go, Roger that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I started thinking, how cool would it be to shoot a dude they would never know. You'd shoot them with a bow, it'd be like, what was that? And then, man, I feel...
Yeah, I'm getting a little tired.
I'm tired. I need to sit down for a minute. That would be so awesome.
That would be pretty sweet.
Quieter than anything else out there, But anyway, so we took our bows overseas, and we also did a lot of fishing. We had a competition to see what kind of flies we could actually tie out of we could use hooks, but we had to use stuff that we used for combat. So we made them out of yellow earplugs, and that's another story. Take an earplug and put it on there and color it up, and put a little fringe on there. One of the guys made one out of the wooden tip off of one of them little cigars that you buy.
Yeah.
We caught fish out of one of Saddam's ponds with them doggone.
Shush
we
up.
Did. We absolutely did. So I got an earplug story for you real quick. So we went out and we hit a village, and we pretty much rolled up everybody. It's a block party. Everybody's going to come. We take them and we bring them back to our base, and they start to interrogate the folks or question them to figure out who's what, whatever.
Is that a nice way of saying waterboarding?
Waterboarding ain't bad. I mean, have you ever had it done to you? Because we could do that on your show.
I would do that. I think I could take it.
You can't take it. No, you cannot take it. I've watched Americans get water because they take the Air Force guys and they waterboard them. They've all been waterboarded, the guys that go through some of the SEER training, and you can't take it. I mean, it's not bad. It's not water torture like the Chinese and the Japanese did to each other. It's waterboarding, so nobody dies from it. It's just not very
super uncomfortable,
I guess, you know. So anyway, we get a bunch of people that are not bad guys, and we got to return them to their houses. So we're thinking, we're going to fly them back out there, drop them off. Hey, sorry. Sorry about that. So we got women and children lined up, and we're out on the flight line, and we're thinking, how are we going to... Fred, it's okay, bro.
I'm just laughing. I'm like looking at Randy right now. He's like, oh my God. We warned him we might get off on a tangent.
We're on a tangent. We're not even on the same
This is
continent.
awesome. This is
perfect.
I got to hear this.
So we don't want these folks to get their heads lopped off by the rotors of the helicopter because they've never been in a helicopter ever. Most Americans haven't been in a helicopter. So we get out there and we go, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these folks and we're going to put them all inside the helicopter, strap them in. We put up safety straps, close the doors, and the security guys are in there. And I'm the sergeant major in charge of this whole thing going on. And then once they're all inside, then we're going to fire up the helicopter. We're going to fly out there, land, shut down, which we normally don't do. We normally hit the ground, throw everybody out, and they take off so we don't get shot up. We're going to shut down so nobody runs into the tail rotor, just to be nice to these folks. So while we're doing this, one of the guys goes, Sergeant Major, we need to give them earplugs. Yeah, roger that. So we've got not the yellow ones, but the orange ones.
Yeah.
So dude starts at the end, and he starts going down and giving everybody 2 earplugs so they can put their earplugs in. And when he gets to the end, we look back, and they've all ate their earplugs. So you got all these Iraqis, they're chewing on these earplugs. And they end up eating their earplugs, and we're like, well, all right, load them up. Let's load them up. They got earplugs. If they ever say, did you give them earplugs?
Yes, we did.
They ate them. But we did. So there you go. There's one of my hunting stories for you.
Oh man, I think if those are the stories on your podcast, Kyle, you're going to be number one. Yeah. Rogan's going to get relegated to the side, just the side show.
Oh my goodness, yeah, he's got a good one too. I tell you what, though, you and Steve Ranella, that's probably my 2 favorite to listen to there. There's some other, and Bow Junkie's a good one. Bow Junkie, he talks a lot of archery stuff, which I don't really understand a lot of that, but some of the debates that they have on his are pretty. Have you listened to his yet?
I haven't.
You should really listen to it. Yeah. They had a debate with, it's not really a debate. It was Aaron Snyder. You're familiar with Aaron Snyder from Kafaru. So he decided to take a traditional bow this year and go hunting.
Nice.
And he crushed it because he's a hunter. I mean, he's a hunter first, and then he picked up this trad bow. I guess that's what you cool guys call it, trad bow. Yeah. I just call it T. I ain't got time to say traditional. I just say it's got my T bow, got my C bow. When I'm hunting with my gun, I just call it my G.
This is the guy that's the king of acronyms, and he's going to half the stuff he says. I'm like, what does that stand for, Kyle?
Yeah. So I guess there's some haters out there, like these traditional guys are hating on him because. I think they hate him because he's been more successful than they've ever been.
You know what? Like you said,
dude, go hunt.
Yeah, go hunt. It doesn't matter whether it's a rifle, muzzleloader, 50. If it's legal, go shoot something with it. I'd go shoot. Bees. If they made a blowgun legal, I'd be out there whacking something with a blowgun tomorrow.
In Montana, it's legal to use an atlatl.
Is it really?
Yeah.
See, that would be awesome.
Dude, we talked about.
I'm going to try that.
Really?
I think that would be awesome.
Oh, atlatl. Yeah, we made those when I was in the Army for some of our survival training. Atlatl's a little tricky. I just got a sling, though. Dude.
I've thrown a sling, but I've never killed anything with it. That would be awesome. You've whacked
hurt myself.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got this sling, and it's a survival sling or whatever. So it's got this nylon cup, and then it's got the 550 cord actually has little pieces of snare wire in it. So you can take that out and make snares if you want to. But so I started throwing tennis balls for the dog to practice. You can frickin' throw a ball with that thing. It's fun, but
dude, they're cool.
I haven't killed anything with it, but I'm going to need a really big animal that's really weak.
Atlatl. That's what we should do. We should go do a hunt together where we all use just totally random stuff. An atlatl, a sling.
When I was in survival training, the guy comes out and he's the...
Like a chipmunk would be a trophy. Whoever came in with the first thing. All right, sorry.
The dude comes out and he's like, show me your weapons. That's what he says. You've got to make weapons when you're in the survival training. So you get chased around, whatever. I'm eating prickly pear or whatever, which is just delicious. And I'm cooking my chicken in a hole in the ground and all this. And he comes in and he goes, where's your weapons? And so I started showing him the weapons I made and my figure 4 deadfall trap that I'd set and all this. Right. And I pull out a set of nunchucks that I made. And he's like, nunchucks. I go, yeah. And I start spinning them, And he's like... Okay, I'm going to give you credit for that.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Made nunchucks on a survival exercise.
No, I think that back to that hunt thing, man, just hunt. Yeah. Don't worry about everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Just go hunt, dudes. Hunting carpenter bees. Carpenter bees with a tennis racket is fun. Just do it. It's hilarious.
My kids read up with all of it.
Count and coo on a bear is hilarious, by the way.
Oh, yeah. How many people have slapped a bear in the ass?
Just you.
Really? You've done that, Fred?
Oh,
he did it.
With matter of fact, the guys from, they put it on Ridiculousness.
Really?
On, was that MTV's deal? Oh, yeah. Slapped a bear right in the butt. Counted coo. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. My wife was like...
When he slapped that bear, they both ran as fast as they could in opposite directions.
I ran the other way. I was like, I'm going to get smoked. This bear's going to hook. And it wasn't a big bear, but it was in the dumpster at our house. Like I said, we live in a ranch kind of out in the country. And my youngest son... Well, my wife was most embarrassed by the toilets on the porch. I got to back up a little bit. We had a July 4th.
Your wife just walked into the room, by the way.
Michelle
You got to behave now.
So Fred put his shirt back on,
we had a July 4th party, and so right before the July 4th party, we got those heavier duty toilets. Those. I needed a man flusher. The ones instead of the little tiny little thing that doesn't push anything down. I needed a man-sized flusher. You're nodding your head at me, Kyle. You know exactly what
I know what you're going for.
So I went. We need to replace these ones with these ones. So we get the big heavy-duty flushers. We take the little ones. My wife's like, "We'll just throw those out." I'm like, "We can't throw those out. Those are 2 perfectly good toilets." Besides, we're having a July 4th party in a couple days. I think it's going to be funny if my buddies want to grab a beer or a refreshment. They're going to have to reach into the toilet where I've sat thousands of times.
Yeah.
And they're going to get it. So my wife was not a big fan of this idea, but I poured ice in the bowl, some, mixed drinks, whatever. They got them in there. Everything's honky-dory. Went over great. I thought it was funnier than heck. My wife wasn't a huge fan, but they were out there on the porch. Well, the very next day, got a buddy of mine, Billy from Red Creek Outfitters. He was there with his family for our July 4th gig. July 5th, everybody's hanging out outside. And my kid comes running in, the youngest, and he goes, "Dad, there's a bear on the dumpster." And I'm like, I hope you guys have done this too, but you ever said something and then kind of wanted to draw it back a little bit? I was like,
Never.
trying to act like a badass. I was like, I should slip out there and slap him on the ass. And my buddy goes, "You won't do it." And I'm like, "That's all.
Hold
my beer. I'll do it." And my wife instantly, she's like, "Seriously, in front of the kids?" I'm like, "Oh, you need to stay out of this. This is a challenge. This is a mano-a-mano. He just threw down the gauntlet. I'm going to go after this bear." So I'm like crawling in my white T-shirt.
I know. It's awesome. It looks like the Fonz is going after this bear. Hey.
For our younger audience, that would have been Happy Days back in the 1970s and 80s.
Reddy was awesome. I slipped up behind the backhoe, and Michelle's excursion, the bear's still eating. And then, once you get there, I was like, all right, so now I'm 5 feet away. It's like, I didn't even think I'd get this close. And now I'm like, all right, as soon as I slap this bear, what's he going to do? I'm like, well, he's probably going to spin around and slap back. So I'm thinking he's going to hook me right in the forearm. But I thought, well, speed's the key here.
Right,
and it's so funny because my wife and the kids are all pressed up against the glass. They're all watching. And my wife's got that disappointed look like, can't believe the kids are watching you do this. My buddy's all jacked. He's got his wife had one of those little throwaway video cameras in her purse. So my buddy's videoing this. We hadn't even, it wasn't like let's go video this. My buddy we'd have never got it if he wouldn't even had a video camera. So Billy from Red Creek Outfitters videoing the whole thing. So I slip up and run up and, man, I smoked this bear right in the ass, and I take off quick. Well, it's hysterical because when the bear gets hit, it's like, So we literally, you see me at the dumpster, we both run off different ways, but
it is hilarious.
Where can I see that video?
Dude, it's on my YouTube channel, isn't it? Yeah, you type in Fred Eichler slaps bear on the ass, it'll come up. But I get a call.
Or just put in Fred Bear's a moron and it'll also come up.
Put Fred Eichler's a moron. But so I get a call and it sat there for what, like a year? Like we didn't even touch the footage. And my editor one day was over and he's like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, my buddy gave that to me. I slapped a bear in the butt. And he goes, what? So he sees it. He's like, dude, I'm your editor. We gotta do something with this. I'm like, whatever. So he puts it on our little channel there. Well, dude, I get a call from the guys from Ridiculous, this TV, and they're like, yeah, we'd like to use that footage. And I said to the guy, I'm like, you're not gonna make me look like a dumb.
Because that's what you always take.
And without hesitating, and I love it. I got to give the guy credit. He's like, no more of a dumb ass, and you look like slapping a bear in the ass with two toilets on your porch. And I'm like, all right, I'm down. Go ahead, you guys.
Yeah. You might be a redneck if you got a toilet on your porch.
My wife was so embarrassed. Yeah, she was like, you got to put the disclaimer on the toilets. I'm like, what?
I'm going to go look at that just to see the toilets on the porch.
Oh, it's funny. It's good stuff.
It's an awesome video.
Yeah. Cool. Why did I not know about that before? Isn't the one of you floating down the river with the bear charging?
That huge brown bear
watching that. I'm like, I had to rewind it. I'm like, what the hell did I just see there? I was I don't know. My wife was probably telling me to go mow the lawn or something. And I'm like, but that had to get your blood pressure up.
Oh, you couldn't have got a grease BB in my ass with a hammer. I mean, you talk about a pucker factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a brown bear charge you and you're in a little boat. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you watch the video, you can hear somebody scream, and it sounds like a woman's voice. That's a high, shrill yell. And that was me, but I heard that in karate that you want to do that to throw off your opponent, right? Like,
and they're like, oh, don't hit the girl.
Yeah. How Braun got that shot off, like he got a shot off on it, but it was, and that's on, Fred Eichler gets charged by a brown bear, but dude, it was all he could do, and he was shooting a 500 Smith & Wesson, this giant hog leg of a gun. And if you look, it's all he can do to cock it and shoot. And the bear was about 8 feet away. And man, yeah, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And the gun jammed, though. That's the crazy thing.
Way.
So Braun was like the coolest customer in the world. And this is the untold part of that story. So it's actually coming out on your podcast here, Randy. Because Easton wouldn't let me play the whole rest of it, which was interesting. I'll tell you why that, too. But so Braun rips up and shoots at this bear like 8 feet away. And she had some cubs, and that's why she charged. Right. We were going kind of closer to her cubs in the raft. And I'm like, dude, I'm an animal lover too, but why do you not kill that bear? I mean, it was 8 feet away. It's a brown bear charging. I say kill. Those cubs could have starved to death. I would have been fine with it. Right. Kill the bear at 8 feet when she's charging us. And he like whipped into like all serious, and he's like, Fred, that was not a bluff charge. That was a full-on charge. You know what I mean? That's how I was protecting her cubs. Yeah. And he said, and as you know, or any hunter knows, the only two places I could have shot that bear to stop it instantly were either the brain or the spinal cord. Only two shots I could have made to literally just shut that bear down. He goes, the odds of me hitting a bear in a moving boat and a charging brown bear, hitting that bear in the brain and the spinal cord, he said, are almost zero. He said, so the only shot I could have made would have been to shoot it in the chest. He said, and since she's protecting her cubs, had I shot her in the chest, she would have known she was wounded as well, and she would have died trying to protect those cubs. Yeah. He said, with my second shot, if the first shot didn't stop her by shooting in front of her, with the second shot, I was going to shoot the bear off you because you were closest to the bear, and that's probably, and he's saying it like it's just no big deal. I'm listening to this guy talk about it, and I'm like, well, that's awesome. So the crazy thing is right after that, and this is what a lot of people don't know, except the cameraman and Braun and the guys that were there, but he's messing with this 500 Smith & Wesson, and he's trying to cock it, you know what I mean? Trying to recock it, and it's jammed. And I'm like, what's going on? And he goes, I don't know, it's jammed. And I said, revolvers don't jam. That's why you shoot revolvers. What do you mean it's jammed? And he goes, I don't know, dude. It's jammed up. No, I'm certainly no gun expert, but I'm like, let me see it. Now, the cylinder wouldn't turn. The cylinder wouldn't turn because he was using a souped-up reload. So what had happened is the primer had backed out. The primer had backed out of the casing. The firing pin had stuck in the primer.
Oh, okay.
So you know how the firing pin's attached to the back of the hammer? You know what I mean? Or the front of the hammer there? So we couldn't rotate the cylinder. We couldn't pull the hammer out. I mean, it was stuck. So I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, let me get this right. The second shot, if that bear hadn't turned, was going to be you just shoot it off me. We didn't have a second shot. You had a small, ineffective club. Well, yeah, I guess we would have been home. So, like, you can watch that video and realize it was a crazy, crazy scenario. But I said to Easton, I'm like, when they did the show, I'm like, why didn't you show the whole part about the gun jam? And they're like, whoa. Smith & Wesson guns don't jam. Most revolvers don't jam, and most semi-automatics now too. You know what I mean? You know, they're real reliable weapons. They said, if we say a gun jammed, we're going to have to go back and tell the whole story. Had he not been shooting reloads, had he been shooting a factory load, or had he been shooting reloads where he had followed a reloading manual correctly, where, you know, they weren't souped up reloads, then the primer wouldn't have backed out of the casing and we wouldn't have had the issue.
Do that. You shoot like a 44 Magnum and the bullets come out and they end up jamming up between the forcing cone and the front of the cylinder too. Same thing. Or like if you load, my buddies loaded me some of the shot for my
shot shells
for my 44 Magnum too. But the problem is they do the same thing. You shoot one and then it slides forward and then you got to like reach in there and push it. It just doesn't work real well, you know? So anyway.
Crazy stuff can happen.
That's crazy.
Well, for me, even a fully functioning handgun is nothing but a very useful club, unuseful club. I am like the worst handgun shooter in the world.
Randy, let's
spend time
do
with
some
this guy.
Shooting, brother.
Randy.
It's fun. It's easy.
You would probably
They say it's so easy a caveman can do it. Really? So you're qualified.
Boy, man, now I'm getting rated with the caveman crowd. But that's all right. So I'll come down to Tennessee. You'll teach me how.
Sure.
And we'll report to the world if the caveman could or couldn't.
Bring it. We're gonna video it though.
Okay. Well, yeah.
We did that. We videoed when I was. Yeah. One mag, one kill. That's my motto.
I love it.
One mag, one kill.
Oh yeah, he dumps rounds. You would not. If you let him teach you, buddy, you're gonna feel super safe with a handgun because nothing will get near you.
When I had a sniper team, you know, everybody's got like death from afar, one shot, one kill, all this crap. And on my team room door, I put kilo team, one mag, one kill. And it's true. It's true.
Firepower.
Yeah.
I love
it. All right, Fred, I got to ask you. You do all that predator hunting. Is that your trapping background that got you into that?
You know what? Yeah, I think it did. Really, the passion for the predators is, you know, trapping and love it. And just the interacting. I love calling. You know, Kyle came out and actually shot a nice elk with us. You know, when you're interacting with animals, that don't matter whether it's a deer, a turkey, a coyote, you know, a bobcat, you know, bears, when you're calling and an animal's reacting to it, to me, that is absolutely the coolest thing you can do. And so calling in, you know, and I started out with the old mouth calls, you know, you blow till your cheeks were frozen and the reed would freeze, so you had to have like 5 of them, and then you're friggin', you know, you're exhausted. But it was super effective. It was awesome when we killed a lot of coyotes and predators that way. But when some of the e-calls came out, I was like, this is the way to go. Electronic call, put it out in front of you, you know, coyote, bobcat, fox, whatever you're calling. We've called in dingoes and, you know, jackals, all kinds of stuff everywhere. But they're coming in broadside, they're coming into the call. It gives you a great opportunity. So I'm ate up with the predators. I do. I love it. I sell the hides. So you're also kind of, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, I make tons of money on hides. My wife is in the room, but you know, it helps pay for the gas. And it's fun. And it's cool because you forget about all the money you spent, right?
Right.
You know, when you get that check at the end of the year, you're like, I just sold a bunch of hides, honey. Look at this. I made $3,000 in coyote hides. You know, she'll whip up, you know, and she's like, you spent $9,000 on gas or
and that doesn't even count in the fact your ammo is free.
You might want to work for the government. You got her figured out, Fred.
so probably the trapping back.
Some winter you guys should come to Montana and we should go wolf hunting.
Oh, I would love to shoot a wolf in the lower 48. I've shot them up in Canada, but I've never shot them in the lower 48.
We did that first wolf hunt on TV 4 years. It released 3 years ago. We did it 4 years ago. And if you really want to get a lot of love letters, have the New York Times talk about your wolf hunt.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yep. I love that you said that. The New York Times. What's the problem with that? They don't live in wolf country.
Right. So
they should, though. We should take some up there and release them into the park in New York City.
You know who I need to send to your shooting school, Kyle? Is my wife. My wife shoots. She's comfortable with firearms. She's hunted. But when I'm on the road, we still get these crazy emails of, we're coming to burn your house down. You know, your dogs are going to get hung. We're going to light it. You know, it's like.
You know how you respond to that?
Come on, here's my address. That's exact.
Right. Well,
I'm bad that way myself.
So if we go wolf hunting, just prepare yourself that you're going to get even more love letters than...
that makes me want to go even more.
I know, I can see it.
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm
Fred
down.
looks over at Michelle like, I'm in.
Well, I mean, I could see if it was Americans that were pissed, but New Yorkers, I mean, I'm over it.
Yeah.
And then there's a group called the Center for Biological Diversity.
What?
Yeah, down in Tucson, Arizona.
Never even heard of it.
They're the drive-by litigators and all the, stuff. So they sent it out to hundreds of thousands of people with my name, my Facebook page, my email, my everything. It's so far out in the weeds.
And you're like, look at all the views I'm getting.
That's all the haters.
We've made it.
Woo! So maybe that's
awesome.
But if we're going to do that, let's not use blowguns and atlatls. Let's use serious stuff.
Okay.
ARs.
There you go.
We'll all wear bandanas that are red, white, and blue.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. We'll have Lee Greenwood singing, I'm proud to be an American. While we're doing it, yeah.
Get some of those guys out there. I like it.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
Well, we'll get you in trouble. Let's do it, Randy.
All right. It's fun.
When we were at in Alaska this year hunting moose, you don't even need tags in that area by the Togiak there, out of Dillingham. And I think you can only shoot 20 wolves.
That's it. You got to stop at 20.
You got to stop at
per
20.
person.
There was a gazillion of them in there. But we were hunting moose, but I've never seen so much sign and heard so many wolves as that area there. I've heard them, of course, in your neck of the woods there too. But it was crazy.
Yeah, you're allowed 5 in Montana.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Hey, not that you'd have to worry about it, especially if you're with me.
Yeah.
You might not even want to spend the money on a tag if you're with me because the odds aren't that good.
Yeah.
So. But here's how it works for me when I go wolf hunting. I've never been out by myself when I've had a wolf come in or found one. Only time I find them is when I got guest hunters with me.
Oh, no. So then you're letting them shoot first.
Yeah.
Let's go shoot some wolves, Fred. He's the good luck charm.
I have not shot a wolf. I take people out, everyone's like, hey, Newberg, you want to come and talk about wolf hunting? Well, yeah, but I've not really killed one myself. It doesn't matter.
Are you calling them in?
Calling them, spot and stock them.
I love calling them. Can you bait in Montana, just out of curiosity? No baiting.
You can't.
Okay.
But this time of year is the time to do it because it's the breeding season, and they are howling every morning, every night. It's really easy to get a response. But when you get a response, they're smart now. The first couple seasons, like the one we shot on TV, that was the first season. They were like, yeah, I'm going to sit on this knob and howl in the middle of the afternoon. That's not good for your longevity.
No.
But now they've kind of figured out that this howling stuff often comes with high-powered projectiles heading their way. So it's a little more difficult now, but it's how I try to not be fat in the winter.
Man, that sounds awesome.
It took us 11 days to kill the one on TV. It takes a lot of time. But then I had a guy come up, great guy, and it was the 4th day we found one, and he missed.
How far?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
You know what? I missed a wolf.
Really?
100 yards. So embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
And the worst part is...
You get excited, though.
That's good, though.
Dude, I love it. I was jacked. I was
yeah. Since he's the guest, I'm not even bringing my rifle.
Oh, you didn't even... Come on, Randy.
I'm helping him get all set up. And the wolf
Randy, you're fired.
You're
fired.
The wolf is feeding on a cattle carcass. And he leans up against the fence. And the wolf sees us, and so he steps off the carcass and he turns broadside. And right over the top of him. And the wolf runs down in this little swale and is looking at us. And I'm standing there, I'm like, shoot. He's like, where is he? I'm like, right there. Oh. And the wolf just trots away. And the guy, he was down a little lower than I was, never saw it. So it was a whopper. All the ranchers in the neighborhood are like, oh, if you see that big white one, man, he's like 185 pounds. Well, they don't get that big, but never got him. So
I can't make fun though. I get so jacked up. My heart. I don't know what it is. Something about those big wolves. I just if somebody could look through the loophole, they'd laugh because the crosshairs are going wango. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Well, Leupold's probably going to fire me this fall because I missed a black bear in Alaska. It's the biggest black bear any of us have ever seen. I missed him at 200 yards, right underneath him.
But you were jacked, I bet.
I couldn't have shit in a wash tub. I was so excited.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome.
I looked down and I'm like, I'm not supposed to get this excited. But I don't know what it was. I'd passed some big bears, and when this one stepped out, my camera guy, do you know Tyler Jonerson? He's a hound guy in Montana. He's like a fanatic.
I think I know him.
Anyhow, so he's also a bear nut. He's shot and been in on more bear kills than anyone I know, but he's also a great camera guy. And this bear comes around the beach, and I'm like, look here. And he puts the spotter up. He's like, kill that bear. That's the biggest bear in North America.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
like,
dude, that helps a lot.
Yeah. When one of your most revered bear experts says that's the biggest bear in North America, that gets your blood pressure going.
You know what you should do then is just shoot around in the air to get those nerves out of there, and then get down to business.
I like that.
So, hey, but to your point, we all miss.
Oh, yeah.
Except Kyle.
No,
I don't know if Kyle's ever missed.
No, we miss. I miss.
I think it's got something to do with people fired back at you. You just got to be calmer. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll be honest, I'd freak out like if an elk all of a sudden showed up with an AR.
Right.
Like I'd be like,
we had a guy. We were
change things.
There was we were hunting in Somalia back in '93.
Hunting in Somalia, out of Black Hawk helicopters.
We were.
Yeah.
So
can you tell do we want to tell the audience your association with that, or do you not like to talk about it?
I was with Delta for many years. I was part of Task Force Ranger in Mogadishu, and when the first bird got shot down, which was Super 6-1, which was the bird that I had infilled from, both of our pilots were killed when the bird crashed. Our plan was to move on foot to that crash site. Well, before that all happened, we had hit the ground. I was the breacher on the team, so I was supposed to go put up this big explosive charge and breach into this compound. Well, the door was a little nothing, so I pulled out my shotgun and just opened the door real quick with that. We go in there, we clear this, we come back out, and we're in the wrong building because they'd put us in the wrong location, which, GPS just doesn't work over there. Didn't have Onyx maps saying, hey, here's where.
That would have been handy, though.
Oh, Habib. Oh, Ahlan wa sahlan, Oh, shit, my drawers lives over here. So we come out and we strong point this intersection, waiting for our team leader to tell us which way to go. And I see this guy run across the street with an AK, and I'm like, I mean, that's Boone and Crockett right there.
Yeah.
Bad guy with AK equals
fire.
Yeah, that's like a 250-inch mule deer. You know what I mean? So we shoot this booner, and he goes down.
Did you sign the fair chase affidavit?
No, I didn't sign that. We didn't recover any meat or any trophies there, so we were fine. Yeah. So he goes down, and then his buddies are coming up trying to get his rifle from him. So they're running up there trying to grab this rifle, and all of a sudden, here comes a six-legged donkey. And I'm like, I grew up in South Dakota. At the state fair, you might see a six-legged calf or something.
It's like Jeremiah Johnson.
I'm like, yeah, Roger.
Kyle knows how
they
many
don't
legs.
know. They don't know how many legs a horse has. Well, I knew how many legs a donkey has. So I shoot the donkey. He starts spinning around. We try to get the guy, and I don't know if we got him or not, but this donkey's spinning. Whatever. So my buddy on the other side of the street, Earl Fillmore, he says, I can't believe it. He just shot that horse. And about that time, another guy says, there's a guy with a machine gun. When somebody says there's a dude with a machine gun, it gets everybody's attention. So Earl steps out with his 203, boom, launches a 203 round, which is a 40 millimeter grenade out of this weapon, and it goes out and it lands right where the guy was setting up this machine gun. So the funny thing was, he's upset that I shot this donkey. But killing this dude's like, yeah, whatever. So, and then a little bit later, we made it to the actual target building. Then Super 6-1 gets shot down. We knew we were going to move on foot there. When we turned to fight to the north to that crash site, Earl actually died fighting to get to that crash site. But we still laugh about it. I mean, I miss Earl, of course. I mean, right. That's but talking about him, that's how we can revere a guy like that for what he did on the battlefield. But yeah, there were some interesting things that happened. We had another guy that he'd shot several folks with his rifle, so he decided, next one, I'm going to get him with the pistol. So here's a guy sneaking up underneath of their window. So what does he do? He's like, pulls out his 1911, and he leans out to shoot this guy in the top of the head, squeeze the trigger, and the hammer goes like halfway. The gun was so dirty from all the sand from infilling on the helicopters that it didn't work. So he's like, so he leans back and he pulls the hammer back and puts the safety back on, puts it in his holster, pulls out a hand grenade and drops the hand grenade on the guy. So there was some interesting stories that happened there. But
the reason I bring that up is when you say hunting in Somalia.
We did actually hunt, though. We did.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about.
No. So we hunted, folks, but we were there the Somalis they're not real liked by anybody, but I guess we were sending food over there, and these bad guys were stealing all the food that the Americans were sending, that Red Cross and things were doing. But we did go hunting. We hunted warthogs. Really? From the helos. We did that. We actually had our pilot, Cliff Walcott, who was killed there on the 3rd of October. He wanted to shoot a kudu. So we made up our mind, if we could ever see a kudu, then nobody was going to shoot a kudu. Cliff was shooting a kudu.
Yeah.
Sure enough, we're flying around this Black Hawk. We see a kudu. Cliff brings it to a hover. One of our guys takes a shotgun and hands it up into the cockpit. He chambers a slug in this Remington 870 shotgun, and he shoots a kudu from the helo. So then we land, and we cape this thing out. We quarter up cape, we bring all the meat back and everything. They ended up not letting us eat it, but we brought it all back. Well, we got in the big gunfight after that. But so he had this hide all salted in his hooch, stunk like a son of a gun. And that was the day I said, someday I want to hunt a kudu, and I ended up going back to Africa with Neil Davies. You know Neil.
Oh yeah,
and killed a kudu when I was over there with him. It was kind of an emotional thing, I guess, because I had seen him do that. I wanted to do it.
Right.
But yeah, and then we had a dick. You know what a dick is? It's about the size of a jackrabbit, about 4 times faster. Yeah. And what we were doing, we're shooting at him we had AR shooting 5.56 at him, and at the time we had they were old Car 15, so they had carrying handles on them, but we had aim points on top of there. So the dot's about, it's bigger
Covers
than,
them
bigger than the critter.
So we see this dick run, and we're like, shooting at it. We're not even getting close to this thing, and it's ducking and dodging. And the crew chief is sitting there with the minigun, safety off, ready to go. So we're like, shooting, we don't hit him. We look at him, we give him the nod, and he goes, brrr. And that dick come running out of that cloud of dust. And we're like, okay, stop. Don't shoot again. He gets to live today. That joker kept going.
That one makes it.
Yeah, it was pretty.
He's got a story to tell.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, I got some tusks from those pigs that we killed over those warthogs. They're pretty good size.
Yeah?
Because they didn't, the locals, they didn't eat them.
Yeah.
We planned on eating them.
Why wouldn't they let you eat the kudu? Everyone tells me they're terrific.
Oh, they are terrific. They're awesome to eat. We brought it back and we let the doc look at the meat. We had it in the freezer and everything. We were going to eat all this meat of all these pigs and all that. And he's like, no, you can't. You're not going to be allowed to eat it. So we ended up trying to catch sharks by using the meat. We made some big treble hooks in the shop there, welded them up, and we never caught any sharks. But the sharks came up and ate some of the GIs up on the. We're on the Horn of Africa, so the sharks are actually, it sucks. Yeah. You're getting shot at by these folks, and if you go down, you're like, well, get down by the ocean. It's beautiful. Then a freaking shark comes up and tries to eat you, so you're kind of stuck in the middle. We shot pigeons. I shot a lot of pigeons over there. Uh-huh. Same thing. I had an air pistol. I was shooting pigeons out of the roof of the building we were in. We had one guy running a trap line. He was trapping rats over there. We took MRE peanut butter, it's not worth eating. We had these big old rat traps, and they're big rats over there.
What was he doing? Pelting them out and sending them to the North American Fur Auction or something?
The rats?
Yeah.
No, we just throw them away. They were. Yeah,
that's what you need to tie your flies out of.
That would have been good. Yeah. No, that was fun though.
Wow. So
everywhere we went, we always tried to put hunting in the equation. If we came to do winter training in Wyoming, we're shooting something.
Yeah. So since we've not got to one single question that I sent out advance, I'm going to try to get to one of them. And since Michelle is here, maybe I'll ask her the question. But what is the one thing that has been filmed of Fred that he hopes never makes it to the public airways? Anything?
So what we did last night?
Oh, that's another story. Let's not talk about that.
And he just ran across the room when he said that because he knew he was going to get hit. But
gosh, is there anything that I don't know? Like the bear came out later. There was some crazy.
You can think about that one. But,
yeah, nothing comes to mind right off the bat. Yeah. Most of my stuff we've put up, like the crazy, what did we call it? The deer that popped back alive.
Zombie deer.
Yeah, the zombie deer.
Oh, was that the dude from the Night Vision Company?
Yes,
that
ATM.
was awesome. Dude, that was awesome. He walks up all cool like, yeah, I killed this deer. And it jumps up.
Alive.
And the dude, the eye opens and looks at him and he's like, How
it didn't gore him. That was the first deer the guy had ever shot in his life. Poor guy. He's thinking this just happens all the time. Like you walk up and they come back alive and almost kill you.
This was a client?
Oh yeah, it was a client. And it was a funny thing, and that's where some of the random video comes from. It's one of the guys from ATN. He literally was videoing me, and I'm like, well, it's his deer, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, hey, you just shot a deer, that's awesome. I look over, he's got a little iPhone or whatever. I'm like, well, here, it's your deer, I'll video you. So that's the only reason we ended up catching is because I took the iPhone, I said, here, let me video you and your deer. So we walk up like 100 yards to this buck, and he's laying there like, ow. And I mean, we just saw him crack it. Walks up, and like Michelle said, all of a sudden the eye just goes, blink, opens up, and he's like, and it jumps up and the antlers go right past him. And the funniest part of the video is I'm so polite. I'm like, would you shoot him again, please? I even said please. Like it was the funny stuff that even happens in your head. Like those, my guides laughed about that more than anything. It's just they were like, listen, you freaking knucklehead. Because I'm like, shoot him again, please. The buck's like, we can take it off. Yeah,
it's a great video.
That was a random, crazy one.
I wish I would have had video cameras running. My brother-in-law came out from Ohio, and he'd been in a bad boat wreck, so he's recovering from this brain injury. And his family's like, no, don't do anything that's going to get him in trouble. You know, he's still limping along. So,
oh, great. So he goes with you.
Yeah, he goes with me.
I'm sure the family had a little powwow.
Send me the guy with the brain injury, please. I'd like to take him out.
Let's let Randy kill him on the mountain.
Yeah, and so we go to this place where we always hunt whitetails, and it's a client, one of my CPA clients, their ranch, and there's this nice buck bedded out in the alfalfa field. And Ray's like, shoot him. I'm like, okay. So there's a crosswind, and the deer's bedded there, and I lean down on my pack, boom, and I hear and the deer just lays his head down. And Ray, he lights up a cigarette. Man, he is fired up, and he can hardly walk out there. He's still so cobbled up. And
let's go look at the deer.
Yeah,
but he's jacked.
Right. Oh, he's so excited. And we get there, and he says, that deer not dead. His speech is impaired still at this time.
That deer not dead.
Yeah,
that sounds like something I would.
Sounds like you're hunting with an Indian.
Yeah, I'm like,
shoot him, deer dead.
Yeah. I'm like, and the deer's laying there with his head rolled over on its chest, and I'm like, no, look at all the blood there on its chest. And he's like, okay. So I said, you get him ready for pictures, and I'll dig my camera out. So I take my backpack off, and I'm digging through my pack, and all of a sudden I hear, shoot him. And he's got this buck at the base of the antlers, and it had come to life.
Oh, my goodness.
This thing is...
A brain injury dude is fixing to get lumped.
But through it all, he's still got his Salem in. and
he's dedicated.
Yeah, and this buck is just tearing up the turf, trying to... I'm like, let go of him. Because I'm like, I can't shoot with you standing there. So
that's where I would.
He lets go, and the buck takes off running, and it falls in this little irrigation ditch, like 2 feet deep. And it stumbles, and it gets its bearings again, and it turns and does a 180 and is running right at us. And Ray, he's behind me, shoot him. And I'm like, well, it happened so fast, I didn't have a chance to shoot him. And the deer stumbles again right at our feet, and I run up there and I put the barrel right in his chest, and boom. And
can you imagine having that?
Oh my goodness.
The deer's dead now. And Ray, I turn to him, he sits down, he says, need another smoke. Well, we get doing the autopsy. I'd hit that deer with the wind drift. I'd hit it right at the base of the antler, and that ricochet noise I heard was it glancing right underneath the burr, right above his eye.
Just knocked him out.
Knocked him out. And when his head was laying on his chest like that, the blood was dripping off the wound.
No kid.
And I'll be danged. Looked like you smoked him.
Yeah. It was, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing so hard. And he's over there. He's got like 3 cigarettes going. And he is shivering like a dog shitting peach pits, man.
That's awesome.
But when you were telling that, Fred, I'm like, if there's one time I've been in the field where I wish the cameras were rolling, it
Just
was
to
that
see
one. And so this is my wife's brother. We don't even get in the door. And he's like, Randy, try kill me today. Randy, try kill me.
He threw you under the bus right off the bat.
And my wife was like, what in the hell? We promised him you'd take care of this guy. But now
he's alive. He's kicking.
No, it's an awesome family story.
His speech is back and everything, and it's like the funniest story. He tells everybody this story. Yeah, my brother-in-law, he's on TV. He tried to kill me one time, and I'm sure they think it's that he's making it up, but it's honest to God.
My goodness.
I love that random crazy stuff that happens, though. That's the stuff.
That's the fun part about hunting. Yeah. If you go do enough of this stuff, everybody listening has some crazy story or stories just like that.
We filmed a hunt. Once again, it was in Iraq, and this guy we were after went out the back door, and he takes off running. And I'm thinking, okay, at that time we couldn't shoot squirters. Squirters are like guys leaving the objective. The rules of engagement changed where you could start to shoot squirters. Squirters in my field mean something different than in your field.
That's awesome.
Fred, okay? So this guy takes off running, and I'm thinking, like an idiot, I think, if I shoot around near him, he'll stop. So I aim about 5 foot to the left, and I crack around past this dude to try to get him to stop. And he goes down like I shot him right in the back of the head, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Didn't calculate the wind drift.
He was close, dude. He was less than 100 yards away. So he goes down. I'm like,
How many people saw that?
Well, I'm on video because they're videoing from above. So you're talking about getting videoed. I've got 1,000 people watching you, right? Second guessing you. They weren't actually. I mean, they were always on our side. But I shoot. This guy goes down. I'm like, that's not good. And then all of a sudden he gets back up and he is running like Bruce Jenner before he had the sex change. The dude is cooking along, right? So I'm like, I got to catch this cat. This is our guy, right? So I take off running. And as I run over there, I see his flip-flop laying there. He lost a flip-flop when he fell down. So I'm running as fast as I can, which isn't real fast. And all of a sudden, this young ranger comes running up beside me. And I'm like, and he goes, Sergeant Major, would you like me to catch it? This dude's running beside me, not out of breath at all. And I'm like, yeah, get him. So he takes off after him. And I go up there and I run another couple hundred yards up there, and this ranger has stopped. And he's pointing at this outside toilet. So it's just a concrete shell of a toilet. And they go in there and, they don't have there's just a hole. They just squat and poop, And I'm like, roger that. So I go up there and I drop a nine banger flashbang in there with this dude in this concrete toilet. Needless to say, he pooped, but he pooped all over himself when that happened. But that young ranger, it was funny. He ran up beside me like nothing. He's like, should I get him, Sergeant? Yeah, go get him,
That's awesome.
I had another time, the last time I got investigated for detainee abuse, the guy read me my rights and he was investigating me there, right? I was fine. But what happened was he says, I said, let me tell my story. And I like to tell stories, and you got to embellish them just enough to make them funny. Yeah. And I said, well, the guy, the reason he got muzzle thumped him in the head instead of shooting him, so he had a hole in his side of his head from the muzzle of my rifle. And I said, well, let me tell you how that happened. I'm running up there, and I'm the oldest guy, so I'm in the back. He goes, you're old, so they make you go in the back? And I go, no, I'm old and slow, so I can't keep up with the young guys as well. So I'm in the back trying to keep up. And this dog comes up behind us. He's got one eye, and he's got, foam coming out of his mouth, and he comes up to bite me in the back of the leg, and I'm like, So I turn and I shoot him in the top of the head with my rifle, which blows the muzzle cap off because we had these little plastic muzzle caps. So then I go around the back of the building. Here's this guy. He tries to lunge for my leg, so I just do a muzzle thump of his head. So I took the core sample of his head with this muzzle brake. Anyway, that's how that got there. But there's always a story behind everything.
Everything.
So anyway.
Oh man.
Got to have young rangers around to keep you busy.
I like how you call it hunting in Iraq, and that's why with the audience I've wanted to make sure they understand when you're talking hunting like this audience is accustomed to, and you're hunting.
The thing is, though, your customers or your fans or whatever you want to call them, I mean, they're just like me. You guys, if you could hunt people, you would do it. I mean, you really would. If you were, cops, they love it. I was talking to a cop yesterday, my buddy Russ Holmes, and he hunts people. He's a cop, so he's hunting drug. That's his favorite. He catches these people with heroin, and to listen to how he hunts them. He ain't shooting them because they're too stupid to shoot.
Right.
It's more entertaining to mess with them.
He's trapping them.
Yeah, exactly. And we all hunt different things. I mean, you guys would love it if I said, Fred, we're going to
poachers. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, poachers though. That I don't know. I guess that'd be fun too. But terrorists are more fun because we all hate them. You know what I mean? But if we said, hey, we're going to go to Africa and we're going to hunt terrorists, you'd be like, can we film it?
I'd kind of like to get that 30th species.
Yeah. What do they call that? That'd be like the
Mid-Eastern 29?
The GWAT Slam or something. No, that would be a cool award. SCI should come up with that, the GWAT Slam, the Global War on Terror Slam. If you're a military dude and I'm serious.
You may be onto something there.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, no, I can document where this, the species, you don't have to hunt them in their native.
Well, doesn't Tom Miranda have that Super Slam? Maybe you could talk to him and you guys could license the GWAT Slam.
I don't think we're on the same sheet of music, probably. I'm not sure he's quite as fun to be with as Fred and you are. I don't know. I don't know the guy, but
I don't either.
I like to have fun, and I'm not sure there's a lot of fun going on there.
So anybody who doesn't realize the level of fun these guys have now, you probably don't have a sense of humor. So just turn the radio off at this point and let us continue on our adolescent behavior here. But so, Fred, have you shot all 29?
Yeah, with a recurve. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, think about that.
29, all 29 in North America with a recurve. That's just like I can't even get my mind around that. But of all the 29. Which one do you really want to go and do again for the second round or third round?
You know what? It's so much fun. You know what I mean? It's just, man, I dug it all. I mean, it was so much fun. And I have so much respect for the critters. It's awesome. And the sheep and the goats, those were the toughest, but those are the ones I kind of like the most too. The ones where you're coming out of there 10 pounds lighter. And you know what I mean? You spend 14 days on the side of a mountain and you're watching a sheep for 3 or 4 days just waiting for it to bed down in that one spot that you can make a stalk. And that's the cool thing. I mean, with the recurve, to be with any bow, but especially with the I say limitations, but at the same time, I think a lot of times a traditional bow gives you an advantage in the field. Yeah. So there's certain situations where it's advantage. Mm-hmm. There's certain situations where you're like, whew, man, right now, if I had my 264, you know what I mean? If I could reach out there with an odd 6, that would be awesome. But, the hunt starts when you spot it, you know what I mean? But try and close within 20 or 30 yards of a desert sheep or a stone sheep or, a goat. It's awesome. And it takes everything I had, you know what I mean? There were times I was like, whew, man, I'm just not good enough.
But you started doing that before you were this cool guy on TV.
Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, that's one of the things I like about you guys is that you didn't get into hunting to be on TV. You're hunters that somehow ended up on TV.
Somehow.
Because there's a lot of guys that are in this industry that it's just not their passion. I mean, if you turn off the camera, I know what you guys are going to do.
Exact same
You're going hunting.
Right.
That's all you're going to do.
Yeah. So... to that point, my good buddy Jerry Pritchard says, Randy, the mere fact that anybody listens or watches you is a testimony to how far a line of bullshit can get you in America.
Yeah.
And he knows me.
Randy, you are absolutely, between you and Fred, we have more people that are full of crap than... I mean, you really guys are you're full of crap.
I was going to say,
awesome.
Coming straight from the horse's ass.
Well, I'm the only one really here in this room that's authorized to make that statement.
Okay. All right. Well, did you get granted that privilege? You earn it? You draw straws?
I just made it up, just like you guys.
He hunted with me. I'm okay with him saying that about me.
Okay.
Yeah, when you sing safety dance with a guy.
Yeah.
We come walking up. I'm going to tell you a Michelle story. So we come walking up, and Michelle's over there, and Fred and I we're like punch drunk, and we hadn't been drinking. I don't drink. We've been up early that morning. We come walking up, and Michelle goes, "You guys are like brothers, like stepbrothers." And I go, "You know what that means? My mom's a whore."
I fell on the ground. My wife didn't know what to say. That's with half the humor, with half the jacking around. We died laughing. Absolutely died.
Hey, we were out. So Fred's the big predator dude.
Yeah.
And I like to shoot at predators, but I don't kill as many as he does. He calls in this coyote, and it comes running in. And I had decided I was going to try to shoot it with an LCO and a Devo I think I had that day.
Yeah.
This coyote comes and stops maybe 50 yards away, 60 yards. It's close. Stops in the middle of the road, but there's like a bush between me and this coyote. I start shooting, and this thing takes off running, and he turns on the siren on his on his call. And I'm like, man, I can't believe I missed this thing. I'm a little pissed, right? Because I missed it. I mean, there's like a chip shot. I missed it. And then he turns on this stupid siren, and now I'm a little mad. And I go,
what's the siren?
Yeah, exactly. See, he doesn't know this. You're like, dude, where you been? He turns on the siren. And anyway, tell the rest of the story, Fred.
Kyle's like, what's up with the siren? Dude, I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm joking to death over here. I was laughing so hard because you got to understand, Kyle doesn't miss. Like, the guy shooting stuff, head shooting, prairie dogs, all this stuff, so I can't even believe it. I'm like, all right.
I get excited, too.
Something bizarre happened here. But I went with the siren because usually I try and get them to howl, you know what I mean? But sometimes you can get them to stop. Like, what in the heck? You know what I mean? Just like another coyote howling or what's going on. So I kick on the siren, but Kyle is like, dude.
I'm like, dude, the thing's running and you turn on the siren like he's a fire truck leaving the scene of the crime.
What's going on? He thought I was jacking with him. I started laughing.
You know, there was one other funny thing I got to tell about Fred. We're driving down the road one day, and you know, we're having some good. We had some really good conversations. We laughed a lot, but we also had some serious conversations. We were
both Christians. We talked about a lot of stuff.
We talked about a lot of interesting stuff. And I'm sitting there talking to Fred, and I said, "So Fred, what's your real name?" And he looks at me and he goes, "Do you really think that I would take my real name and change it to Fred?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, I thought he did because I thought like Fred Bear. You know what I mean? Like, he's Fred. He had to change that, you know? So I was trying to find out, that's your stage name. What's your real name?
Oh, dude, I was dying laughing. He just had me dying.
You know how to find out your stage name, Randy?
No.
Okay. You know this one. Yeah. So what's your first pet's name?
Bruno,
what's your mother's maiden name?
Maiden name? Stickler.
Bruno Stickler. Next up on stage 3, let's hear it for Bruno Stickler.
That's going to play well in
What's
Vegas.
yours? What was your first?
That's going to play well in
your first pet's name?
Smokey. And my mom's maiden name was
Robinson.
So here's to you, Harmon. So that is pretty good. Yes,
mine was Puppy Peterson. Puppy Peterson.
In Vegas, there's another great one.
So your first pet name, you just called it Puppy.
Puppy. I just called the dog Puppy.
Too lazy to give it a name. That's a South Dakota problem?
Well, John Wayne said dog. I was just a little kid, so I called him Puppy. You got a problem with John Wayne, Randy? Come on now.
No.
The Duke?
So, you know what the unfortunate part of this is the Leupold crew just walked in here and gave me the 10 minutes. That was like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, were we supposed to be done?
That's what they say. But
we're at the SHOT Show, and there's some pretty incredible stuff here.
Yeah, I think they just want us to get out of here.
They probably have a meeting.
We've completely, all this new product imagery they have on the wall here, we've completely set back all that work by at least 8 or 9 quarters.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
That's what we do, though. We try to bring great companies to their knees.
Yeah.
Hey, if you are out there and you want to advertise with us because we are going to just destroy your company, just call Randy and it can happen.
And we can do it. Yeah. We're not happy till you're not happy.
Low quality and high prices since 1982.
I mean, what the hell? That was my motto at my CPA firm. We're not happy till you're not happy.
Were you really a CPA?
I try to be. My wife's looking for a good accountant, if you know one.
Oh, my goodness.
But you know what? When you're a CPA, I don't tell people I'm a CPA. They say, what do you do for work? I'm like, well, I disinherit the federal treasury. You could have just insulted their grandmother and kicked their dog.
Yeah.
When you say you disinherit the federal treasury, they'd buy you a beer. Even if you were like the worst guy around. So that's what I tell people I do. And I got to do that because I got to pay for this other habit. My wife says this is the funnest job I ever bought.
That's awesome. Well, you're good at it, so keep throwing money at it.
Oh, God. This is so much fun. We got to do this again. And folks, I know that you're probably thinking, Newberg, if these are the people you hang around with, no wonder you are the way you are.
Dumb and Dumber.
But I wanted to have a really lighthearted, fun podcast because, unfortunately, I get drug into a lot of politics, and Congress is coming back into session. State legislatures are coming back into session. So you guys listen to the podcast. We're going to have plenty of time to solve the world's problems.
So it's all going to be good.
So we're just having fun today. And when you guys come up wolf hunting, we won't have any time constraints. We'll do a podcast after you guys shoot a wolf.
I'm down with that.
Oh, yeah.
And then, can you imagine?
One mag, one kill, right?
I like it.
Anyhow, Fred, how can the world follow you?
Oh, we're just
YouTube channel.
What's our YouTube channel? My wife's here.
Oh, Michelle.
Just my name.
Fred Eichler.
Fred Eichler. Yeah.
YouTube
they
channel.
Can find me.
Facebook, same thing.
If you can't find Fred Eichler, you're stupid.
Right.
That's all. I do have a fan page. We post up videos, and that kind of links to some of the
Facebook,
crazy
the whole
bear
thing.
slapping stuff.
Yeah, slapping bears in that.
Easton Bowhunting, Predator Nation, and then Ford Outfitters. So that's a good time.
Yeah. How do you find time for all that?
Just we don't stop, man. We just go. I love it. I'm not good at sitting. Neither is my wife. We're pretty much always. I mean, the day we flew here, I was duck hunting that morning. Literally most people are like, we're flying out in a few hours. I grabbed my son. We took off and went duck hunting. Yeah, I was like, got back just in time to load up and head to SHOT Show.
Oh, cool.
He's got a great place over there to hunt, though, too. Full Draw Outfitters. You should check them out. I've hunted with Fred there once at his place. I'm going again this fall to try to sling some arrows at elk. And that's another good place to go, too. So
elk is your big thing? Lions?
You know what? We do it all. Yeah, we do whitetail, mule deer, elk, bear, turkey.
I've seen you guys do antelope.
Yep. Yeah, we do quite a few antelope.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool.
Love it.
Well, I really appreciate you being on here, Fred. I know how busy you are at this show. And
you know what? It's so fun to do it with you guys, though. Like I said, it's two guys I respect. You know what I mean? Randy, the way you hunt. Kyle was one of those guys. Like I said, I met him and it was like, wow. You know what I mean? I was really impressed. He's a real deal and had a blast with him. And I want to go out to Viking Tactics. That's where we should go meet at his training course.
Yeah.
And go shoot that for real.
Your britches would be around your ankles. It would. I would.
Maybe it's not the kind of deal I thought it was. I'm not interested.
I am not coming now. I'm not going to be
I'm
there.
just telling you, when the stuff that we do with the rifle around barricades and stuff, we do this one position called Brokeback Mountain Prone, where we shooting under vehicles. We call it that
he's not selling me, Randy. I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's fun.
No, I would love to do it. I think it'd be a blast.
I'd like to do it, but can we change the nomenclature a little bit?
We could call it the Randy Newberg position. Actually, when we put it on the Outdoor channel.
I set myself up for that one, didn't I?
Set him up. That was like T-ball. I saw Kyle even, he got a little birdie, like as you were going into it. I saw him sit up like,
God.
Yeah.
No, that would be fun. We'd go on the Viking Tactics, go run some courses. That would be fun. It'd be a blast.
So where can the world follow you, Kyle?
Our website's vikingtactics.com. We just started the podcast. That's Team VTAC Podcast. Should be out there. You should be able to find it. We do have a Facebook page, I guess, somewhere. Viking Tactics Facebook, Leupold, 511. We got a lot of folks we're working with. And then we also have the Viking Chronicles TV show on the Outdoor channel on Wednesday nights.
Right. Are you on Outdoor or Sportsman?
Outdoor.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
find us there or come to a class. We get a lot of heat from people that are like, you don't publish your schedule. Well, they're full. I'm not going to say, hey, here's all our classes and you can't come. Because they're full. We just fill them up. The people that set them up fill them up really quickly for us. So, just you don't look for us, we'll find you. How about that?
There you go. That's a motto. That's a tagline. Well, anyhow, folks, I think you've realized that Fred Eichler and Kyle Lamb are probably two of the greatest ambassadors hunting could have, because anything they do is fun. Everything they do has a little bit of a cockeyed look and style to it, but that's what makes it so fun. And they just know what it's really about. It's about having fun and just being who you are, not trying to be. If you think these guys are someone they're really not, I got news for you. Fred put his shirt back on when his wife came in. Michelle, have you seen that tattoo under his arm? It must be like an old girlfriend name or something. It wasn't Michelle.
Bill? How can Bill be a girl's name?
Oh my! I can't even.
Welcome to Chicago. Have a nice day.
I didn't think that I'd see the day when Fred didn't have a comeback, but I think you stumped him on that one, Kyle. Folks, thanks for listening to us. You can follow this podcast. Obviously, you've already found it. You can follow our YouTube channel at Randy Newberg Hunter. Same with Instagram and Facebook. And now I'm going to turn off this mic so that we can fall on the floor and laugh hysterically. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, guys. 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 Thanks for being here.